Welcome back. You can call us with your questions on HIV and AIDS on 0808-054-2233. Again, 0808-054-2233. And you can tweet at CTV_Mary A. Was that the life cycle approach you were talking about? Because they said that this year they're talking about the life cycle approach. What does that mean?
The life cycle approach implies that if a child inherits the virus from his or her mother, he can live with that virus without suffering from HIV and AIDS, growing up in his childhood, growing up in his adolescenthood, growing up in adulthood, and growing up in his geriatric age group. Meaning that the virus no longer has the capacity to shorten an individual lifespan.
Okay.
That is what we mean by life cycle approach. So get an individual that's HIV infected, detected as early as possible. Start the antiretroviral drug the moment this individual is detected. Because the great advantage of starting the antiretroviral drug early is that you prevent the viral capacity to damage your immunity. Sometimes, when you delay for too long, the immunological complications of the virus is such that the functions of the heart become compromised. We call it HIV cardiomyopathy. The functions of the kidney become compromised. We call it HIV nephropathy.
Let's take this call that is coming in first. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your question?
Please, I missed one part just now. I didn't hear it clearly. Yes, the doctor said that if a male has sex with an infected female, that except the male has cuts or injuries on his penis, the tendency of him catching the virus from the female is low. I wanted to confirm if that's what.
I can confirm that for you right now. That is what he said, but that is by no means an encouragement
for the male to go out there
yes.
and think that they cannot become infected. And truly I mean that, because in fact we also say that HIV is rarely transmitted on marriage bed. Okay. We have seen several women who during childbirth have severe complication of childbirth and they needed to be transfused with blood, and they receive maybe 8, 10, 15 pints of blood. Just one of these units of blood happens to be HIV contaminated, so the woman become infected as a
but because the man is not jumping around.
Because the man is not jumping around, the woman goes back home, he has sex with her husband, got pregnant the next time, so the second child now becomes infected because. Okay. So that's a problem.
Now that's where I want to come in. You were talking about the life cycle approach, where a little child who is infected can live free of all the consequences of HIV and AIDS throughout his life. But there is the prevention of mother-to-child transmission. Why isn't more being said about that? So that the child can be born without the virus.
We're not even talking about prevention again, prevention of mother-to-child transmission of HIV. We are not talking about elimination of transmission. Yes, mother-to-child transmission of HIV and AIDS.
This is my thinking. If all children were born to HIV-positive women are free of the virus from their infected mothers, they can live without the virus.
Yes. So we do not want, and let me tell you this, it is possible to bring up a child that is HIV negative from mating of...
Just a minute, I'm sorry to cut you there. We're having a call from Cotonou. Let's take this one. Hello. Hello, Eze, are you with us? We don't seem to be getting Eze. Okay, so...
Hello, madam.
Hello. Good day. We can hear you. What's your question?
Yes, I'm with you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Go ahead.
Go ahead with your question. We can.
Okay, please, the doctor, you just answered a question.
Yeah, you just answered a question from Emmanuel concerning wounds. You know, I want to know, as a male, we have this natural wound, the urinary tract. So can't it be communicated from the urinary tract? Is that not a wound also, a natural wound for any man, for AIDS to be transmitted?
Thank you, Izzy.
Or must it be a fresh cut wound?
The truth is that the virus has no capacity to move from the vagina and to enter into the male urethral opening. There is a force that can make sperm to come out from the penis into the vagina. No such force exists in the vagina that can make vaginal secretion that is HIV infected to move into the male urethral opening.
Okay, a lot of men are very interested in this particular
The
thing.
way the man will get infected is having sex with an unwilling woman. That is the problem the man will have. But if you have wound on the surface of your penis, I guess you are not going to be thinking of sex anyway, because you will easily catch it.
Okay, let's talk about this elimination that you were talking about.
So I was talking about the fact that if a man is HIV infected, the woman is HIV infected, the mating between the two of them is such that you can bring up a child that is not HIV infected. And why we say that is possible is the fact that we know that HIV does not infect all cells in the human body. There's a particular cell in the human body that HIV infects, and that cell is the T helper cell. So the spermatozoan that is going to become a child is not HIV infectable. The woman's ovum, the egg that the spermatozoan is going to fertilize, is not HIV infectable. You will say the sperm contains HIV, but that sperm that contains HIV, the spermatozoa in it does not have HIV.
So it's totally possible to have a negative child.
By the time the child is formed, the oocyte, or the zygote that is formed, that is the first life, that zygote is free of HIV.
So the problems then would be problems of insurgency, you know, that cause rape and things like that.
No. Well,
because the child can grow free of HIV and AIDS after that, and then we can end up having an HIV-free world.
The child would develop in utero without becoming HIV infected. And that is true, and true only if the mother does not suffer from diseases of the placenta that may allow the maternal virus to flow to the child when the child is developing. So that is another issue, but that occurs very rarely.
But we have
majority of babies that become infected by their mother, they acquire the virus from their mother during navigation of their passage through the birth canal. That birth canal is so narrow for the size of the baby, so squeezing its passage through that birth canal causes bruises on the womb, on the head, on the shoulder, and therefore these bruises, when it rubs on the cervical or vaginal secretions or the maternal blood, that is how the baby becomes infected.
Okay, let's take a caller. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Mohammed. What's your question?
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you. What's your question?
Okay. In the Northeast, we've been having a lot of reports that most of the women in the IDP camps, they are infected with HIV.
Okay.
And you know that we were having reported cases of abuse. Women are being abused, and they even sometimes they go out of camp, maybe just to get food or what have you, and then they exchange sex for. So the probability that maybe HIV is going to spread to people around really communities where these IDP camps are located is very, very high.
So what's the question?
I just want to know what maybe the doctor or maybe other Nigerian organizations or maybe NGOs, what are they really doing to curb the spread of HIV and AIDS?
Thank you very much. You've got that. That was what I was alluding to, that, you know, insurgency, rape and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what's happening about that?
Well, I think this has to do with issues of security. So people who are in camps should be well secured. And of course, we need also to be giving this educational talk to the men around there who have these tendencies to violate women. There's nothing much we people like us can do about that,
Because
other than to just to ensure
That's right.
that security issues is handled by appropriate authorities.
Thank you very much, Professor Akomu, for coming to the program. Thanks for being there with us and allowing us to come into your home, and thank you for all those calls. Have a great day. I am Mary Alale Yusuf.